All right, good morning, you guys. I want to talk about some habit hacking techniques that I learned from reading the book and listening to some things by James Clear. His book is called Atomic Habits. If you haven't read it, I really encourage it. In the past, I've always been a very goal-oriented person, and I still am, but I found that it was kind of just luck of the draw if I actually accomplished those goals. And when I read James Clear's book, my eyes were open as far as why that was, that I wasn't seeing more success. In the past, a traditional way that I would set a goal is, let's say I wanted to read a book. I would say my goal is to read maybe one book a month this year or something like that. Never would accomplish it. James Clear's method is to not just say, I want to read a book, but to actually become a reader. And so I'm going to be talking a bit about changing your identity, and not in a new agey way of proclaiming it and then hoping that it's true, but actually becoming the type of person by the habits that you develop that will accomplish that goal naturally, and the type of person that is a reader, the type of person who doesn't just organize a drawer but becomes an organized person. And so how do we see these transformations? In order to change your identity and become more the type of person that you want to become, you have to start at the habit level. And I find that personally very encouraging when I feel like I'm not growing at the rate that I would like to grow at, to then look and see, wait, but I've established these really good small habits, and if I continue to establish good small habits over a long period of time, I will eventually see a huge transformation and change in these different areas that I want to see change in. So today I'm going to be sharing some methods that have been really helpful for me in establishing cleaning habits, getting up early, eating healthy, all of those things. So to get started, I want to share the first, and in my opinion, very easiest way to change a habit with the least resistance, and that is to remove the temptation and replace it with a healthy alternative. So for an example, my husband and I want to be healthy eaters. We don't want to eat lots of processed food, lots of sugar, lots of unhealthy things. And so we found the very easiest way to encourage ourselves to eat healthy is just not even to bring temptations like lots of sugar, candy, cookies into our home. It causes us to no longer have to exert any type of willpower to resist the chocolate or the candy or the ice cream or whatever it is. So remove the temptation, but make sure you replace it with a healthy alternative. Make sure you have healthy food available to eat when you're hungry. So here's an example where I took away the temptation, but I didn't replace it. So I decided, I think it was in February, that I was tired of trying to fight not being on social media, not being on my phone so much. So I just deleted all my social media but this channel, and I stopped using YouTube here at the house. And all of a sudden I found about 2 weeks in that I was starting to get on my phone just as much, just now for business reasons. Like I wanted to start a blog, I wanted to do these different things. And I realized, okay, this is not the result that I wanted. And so I ordered a ton of books that I was really excited about. And now I've gravitated much more towards those books. I think I've read 3 since then, just by having that as a healthy option instead. So that's very helpful. The next habit hacking technique that I have found really helpful is to do something called habit stacking. So we all have habits that we do every single day that we don't even think about. It's brushing our teeth, going to the bathroom, making our morning cup of coffee. It's so easy to habit stack. So let's say you want to clean out the sink after you do the dishes. This is one I did this fall. I did the dishes every single night. That was an established habit. And so right after that, I habit stacked, and right beneath that, I put, okay, I want to clean out the sink. And so as I was cleaning up the kitchen, I was immediately triggered, oh, I need to clean out the sink. And it's a natural reminder. It works so well, and it gives your habit the next tip, which is a time and a place. If you're just throwing out an idea of, oh, I want to practice the piano more, but you don't give that habit a time and a place, the chances that you succeed over doing it a long period of time are basically zero, because you're just gonna forget. And so make sure you always give your habit a time and a place, and a great way to do that is through habit stacking, attaching it to a habit you already do consistently on a regular basis every single day, or however many days of the week you want to do this new habit. I found that really helpful. The next thing is Keystone Habits. And what a Keystone Habit is it's basically one habit you implement that kind of has a ripple effect into many different areas of your life. So here's a Keystone Habit that I implemented that I saw a lot of success in different areas of my life once applying, and that was to wake up early. So I started getting up every single day around 6 to 6:30 is my goal. And I saw an immediate transformation in all these other areas I wanted to improve in, but I wasn't even trying. So when I started getting up earlier, I started having a very consistent, very healthy, fruitful Bible time, quiet time in the morning before the kids got up. I was able to do a load of laundry before the kids were awake. So I was able to get a bit more organized and on top of my day. I was able to spend some time getting ready, which is a great booster of your confidence. I was able to start reading more and have some designated time in the morning to read a book, which was another area that I wanted to improve in. And so it had kind of this ripple effect on different areas of my life without me even putting in any effort. And so sometimes it's helpful to focus more on one specific habit like that, like a keystone habit. And it will naturally spread into different areas of your life and you'll see a big amount of growth very quickly. All right, so the last habit hacking technique that I found really helpful is to remove any what I would call frictions or pain points. Make your goal as easy as possible, that habit as easy as possible to establish. So for an example, with getting up early, that was a habit that I wanted to implement last year. But for doing that, what finally was a huge component to me being able to get up early was to make it as easy as possible. So to start out, I put my phone far away from the bed or underneath a stack of books or something. And so I'd have to actually get somewhat awake to even be able to turn off my alarm. That was really helpful. But then to make things really easy, I had the coffee pot set the night before, which was a habit I established. That removes a pain point. Setting out your clothes in the morning. I don't do this every single day, but I have found it really motivating to get out of bed knowing my clothes are already decided on. I don't even have to think about it when I go downstairs. Having the house picked up, very helpful. Having the kitchen cleaned up, super helpful. Having everything I need for a successful quiet time in one spot that's super accessible. I know where everything is. So helpful. So remove those pain points, remove anything that really hinders you, those roadblocks, those things that hinder you from accomplishing that goal. So while those are the main habit hacking techniques I learned out of the book that I've personally found really helpful, a couple extra things I just wanted to throw in that have also been beneficial. One of them being that I would oftentimes write a big note on like a sticky note and put it right at eye level at the spot that I was trying to achieve the habit at. So maybe it is, I want to set the coffee pot every night before bed. Putting that there is extremely helpful to see all the time and be reminded by. Another little tip that's kind of helpful is to apply more than one habit at a time. I've found the number that's most successful for myself is probably 3 habits at a time, 2 or 3, because then even if I don't accomplish one, I still have somewhat a feeling of success by accomplishing the other 2. And I also would try to set these habits maybe once every 2 months to make sure they get really established. And it might not sound like very much. I'm just implementing, sweeping my floor every night, cleaning out the sink, and doing a load of laundry before bed. Like, how is that going to change my life? But over time, those habits that you're implementing and continuing to build on top of each other really can build up and have good results. And I'm just starting to experience that with my home, feeling much more organized and clean a lot more of the time. It's by no means clean all the time, but I just feel much more on top of it than I did, let's say, a year ago. By no means am I a perfect person when it comes to my habits, but these have been really transformative. And I have been super excited to see in different areas, oh my goodness, this is a habit I thought I'd never be able to achieve. The habit of having my house clean every night. So nice. Getting up early consistently. Amazing. Becoming a reader. Crazy. I've never thought I was a reader before. I've always struggled with reading books. And all of a sudden, I'm reading and I'm loving it. So I hope that these methods kind of help you if you are wanting to see change in different areas, but you have not been able to really be successful with just goal setting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned. I will have more videos coming in the future, and have a wonderful week. Bye, you guys.